Right now, across 8 major Australian cities, temperatures are about to hit levels we have not seen in weeks. But here is what most people do not know. The difference between the hottest and coolest city tomorrow is a staggering 14 degrees Celsius. That is the gap between needing air conditioning at full blast and enjoying a pleasant summer evening outdoors. Now, Friday the 6th of February 2026, one Australian capital will swelter at 35 degrees while another sits comfortably at 21. The question is, which city are you in? And more importantly, what should you be doing right now to prepare? Here is your first critical piece of data. Canberra will reach 35 degrees Celsius tomorrow, making our nation SS capital the hottest spot in the entire country. The twist? Canberra sits more than 100 kilometres inland. No sea breeze, no coastal cooling, just relentless blazing heat from sunrise to sunset. But Canberra is not alone in the danger zone. Adelaide is right behind at 33 degrees. Perth hits 32. Brisbane reaches 30. And here is what nobody is talking about, the 0% chance of rain in 5 out of 8 major cities. That means no afternoon relief, no cooling showers, nothing but pure sunshine for hours. Now, let me tell you about the cities that won the weather lottery tomorrow. Melbourne sits at a pleasant 23 degrees with completely clear skies. Hobart, down in Tasmania, will barely crack 21 degrees. These two cities are your escape hatches if you are trying to avoid the heat. Sydney, our largest city, has a 42% chance of rain tomorrow. Nearly 1 in 2 odds that you will get wet. 29 degrees and humid, with the possibility of those classic summer thunderstorms rolling in during the late afternoon. If you are in Sydney, pack an umbrella. Those afternoon storms can appear out of nowhere, and when they hit hard. Let me break down the exact timeline for you city by city, because this is where most forecasts fail. They tell you it will be hot, but they do not tell you when. Canberra. Temperatures will already be climbing by 8 in the morning. By 10 a.m, we are looking at 28 degrees. Between 12 p.m. and 3 p.m, that is your danger zone. 35 degrees, 0% chance of rain, full sun exposure. This is not the time to be mowing your lawn or going for a jog. After 6 p.m, temperatures will start dropping. By 8 p.m, we are down to around 25 degrees. That overnight low of 17 to 19 degrees means you will actually get some relief for sleeping. So if you have outdoor tasks in Canberra tomorrow, your windows are before 9 a.m. or after 6 p.m. Adelaide. 33 degrees, 0 rain, but here is what makes Adelaide tricky. Those hot northerly winds from the desert, they can make 33 degrees feel like 40. Peak heat from 12 to 3 p.m. But Adelaide has one advantage. You are coastal. If you can get down to Glenelg Beach or Brighton Beach in the evening, those sea breezes from Gulf St. Vincent will drop the temperature by several degrees. The water temperature is around 20 degrees, warmest of the year. Strategy for Adelaide, indoor activities midday, beach evening. Perth, 32 degrees, 0 rain, bone dry. But Perth locals already know about the secret weapon, the Fremantle Doctor. This is the sea breeze from the Indian Ocean that typically arrives in the afternoon. Your peak heat window is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. before the Doctor arrives. Once that sea breeze kicks in around 3 or 4 p.m, you will feel the difference. Plan your beach trip to Cottesloe or Scarborough for late afternoon. Water temperature is 21 to 22 degrees. Brisbane, 30 degrees, 0 rain, beautiful sunshine. You are subtropical, so the humidity will be there, but you have got sea breezes from Moreton Bay in the evening. Water temperature at the Gold Coast is 27 degrees. That is bathwater warm. Your heat peak is 12 to 3 p.m, but the evening will be gorgeous. This is a sunset along the Brisbane River kind of evening. Melbourne, you have drawn the perfect card tomorrow. 23 degrees, 0 rain, clear skies. Melbourne is famous for 4 seasons in one day, but tomorrow is stable, predictable, pleasant. Your overnight low drops to 15 degrees. Daytime peak is mild, around 1 to 3 p.m, but we are only talking 23 degrees. This is bike riding weather, outdoor cafe weather. Sea temperature at St Kilda Beach is 18 to 19 degrees. Sydney, 29 degrees does not sound extreme, but that 42% chance of rain changes everything. Clear skies in the morning, Temperatures climbing steadily, humidity building through the day. Then between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m, that is when the thunderstorms typically roll in. These are not gentle showers. These are the classic Sydney summer afternoon thunderstorms. Heavy rain, lightning, sometimes hail. They blow through fast, usually 30 minutes to an hour, but they can dump serious water. Strategy for Sydney: outdoor activities in the morning before noon, indoor activities from 3 to 6 p.m, then reassess in the evening. Water temperature at Bondi Beach is 23 degrees, perfect for swimming, but if those storms roll in, get out of the water immediately. Darwin, 32 degrees with 25% chance of rain. Darwin is always humid in February, but tomorrow is particularly sticky. Feels like temperature will be closer to 37 or 38 degrees. That rain chance means possible afternoon or evening thunderstorms. Typical wet season pattern. Water temperature is 29 to 30 degrees, the warmest in Australia. Hobart, 21 degrees, 10% rain chance, mostly sunny. Tasmania is your cool refuge tomorrow. Overnight, low drops to 14 degrees. You might actually need a light jacket in the evening. Sea temperature is 16 to 17 degrees. Cold but refreshing if you are brave. Now let me give you the UV index because this matters. Canberra, Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane, Sydney and Darwin all have extreme UV index tomorrow. We are talking UV 11 to 12. That means you can get sunburned in 10 to 15 minutes without protection. Wear sunscreen, wear a hat, wear sunglasses, even if you are just walking to your car. UV radiation does not care if you are only outside for 5 minutes. Melbourne and Hobart have high to very high UV, around 8 to 9. Still serious. Still need protection. Tasmania is not a free pass from sun damage. Let me talk about health and safety precautions. In the hot cities, Canberra and Adelaide especially, heat exhaustion and heat stroke are real dangers. Symptoms of heat exhaustion include heavy sweating, weakness, dizziness, nausea, headache and muscle cramps. If you experience these, get to a cool place immediately, drink water and rest. Heat stroke is more serious. Confusion, loss of consciousness, hot, dry skin, rapid pulse. This is a medical emergency. Call 000. Drink water before you are thirsty. By the time you feel thirsty, you are already mildly dehydrated. Avoid alcohol and caffeine in the heat. They dehydrate you faster. Eat light meals. Heavy meals make your body work harder to digest, generating more internal heat. For vulnerable populations, elderly people, young children, pregnant women, and people with chronic health conditions, extreme heat is particularly dangerous. Check on elderly neighbours. Make sure they have working air conditioning or a plan to get to a cool place like a shopping centre or library. Now let me talk about air quality tomorrow. Sydney might have slight pollution due to traffic density, but generally the air will be clean. Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane, very fresh air due to sea breezes. But here is what you need to watch. Bushfire smoke. We are not expecting major bushfire activity tomorrow due to recent rain in many areas, but Canberra, Adelaide and some inland regions still need to stay alert. If you smell smoke, check the Fires Near Me app or your state emergency service website. Total fire ban regulations are in place in some areas. That means no campfires, no barbecues in certain zones, no burning off. Check your local council regulations before lighting anything outdoors. Here is your sports and outdoor activity guide for tomorrow. If you are playing cricket, tennis, football, any outdoor sport in Canberra or Adelaide, please reschedule to early morning or late evening. Midday sport in 33 to 35 degree heat is dangerous. Drink water before you are thirsty. Take breaks in shade. Watch for heat exhaustion symptoms. Cyclists. Early morning is your friend tomorrow. Before 9 a.m, temperatures are still manageable. By noon, you are asking for trouble. And wear that helmet even though it is hot. For the gardeners, tomorrow is not a great day for planting in the hot cities. Plants go into shock when transplanted in extreme heat. Water your existing gardens in the early morning or late evening, not midday. Midday watering wastes water through evaporation and can actually burn plant leaves. Sea temperatures tomorrow range from 16 degrees in Hobart all the way up to 29 to 30 degrees in Darwin. That is a 14-degree range in ocean temperatures across one country. Brisbane and the Gold Coast have the warmest swimmable water at 27 degrees. Sydney at 23 is still gorgeous. Perth at 21 is refreshing. Melbourne at 18 to 19 is cool but doable. Hobart at 16 to 17, you need to be tough. Let me talk about the agricultural impact because February is crucial for farmers. The dry weather in Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth is ideal for harvesting grains and summer fruits. Farmers can get machinery in the fields without mud issues. But the rain chance in Sydney and the humidity in Brisbane can complicate harvesting. Moisture in harvested grain can lead to mould and spoilage. So farmers are watching these forecasts very carefully and timing their harvesting windows. Here is your food and wine guide for tomorrow evening. Adelaide locals. The Barossa Valley and Adelaide Hills will be slightly cooler than the city centre. Perfect for a wine tasting evening once the heat breaks after 6 p.m. Melbourne, your restaurant laneways will be buzzing with perfect weather. Sydney, plan for the possibility of dining indoors if those storms roll through. Brisbane, riverfront dining will be spectacular. Seafood markets will be excellent tomorrow. February is peak season for lobsters, oysters, crabs and fresh fish. Sydney Fish Market, Adelaide Central Market, Fremantle Markets in Perth, all brilliant options. Ocean water temperatures are perfect for seafood right now. Now let me address the question everyone is thinking. Is climate change making these temperatures more extreme? Here is what we know. Australia's average temperatures have increased about 1.4 degrees Celsius since 1910. Extreme heat days are becoming more frequent, but tomorrow's temperatures, while hot, are not unprecedented. 35 degrees in Canberra in February is well within historical patterns. What is changing is the frequency of these events and the overnight minimums not cooling down as much. The zero rain pattern in 5 cities is also consistent with natural weather variability, not necessarily climate change. High pressure systems blocking rain are normal, but the overall trend is towards more extreme weather events, both heat and heavy rain. Let me give you the transport update. Most flights, trains and buses will operate normally tomorrow, but Darwin, with that 25% rain chance, could see minor delays if storms hit during peak traffic times. Check your transport apps before leaving. In the hot cities like Canberra and Adelaide, some buses might have air conditioning issues. Carry water with you. Now, here is something interesting about the wind patterns tomorrow. Canberra will have light variable winds in the morning, becoming northwesterly 15 to 25 kilometres per hour in the afternoon. Adelaide gets those hot northerly winds from the interior, making the heat feel more intense. Perth has the advantage of afternoon sea breezes. Brisbane gets light northeast winds, becoming sea breezes in the afternoon. Sydney has light winds in the morning, but if those storms develop, expect gusty winds with the storm cells. Melbourne has gentle northerly winds, barely noticeable. Darwin gets that sticky tropical air with light northeast winds. Hobart has light winds, making that cool 21 degrees feel very pleasant. Cloud cover varies significantly. Canberra, Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane and Hobart all have clear to mostly sunny skies. Melbourne has clear skies all day. Sydney starts clear but develops storm clouds in the afternoon. Darwin has scattered clouds increasing throughout the day. Here is what you should do right now before tomorrow. Check your air conditioning. Make sure it is working. Stock up on water. Not soft drinks, not juice, water. Fill water bottles and put them in the fridge tonight. Check on elderly neighbours, especially in Canberra and Adelaide. Charge your phone fully tonight. If storms hit Sydney or Darwin, you want full battery in case of power outages. Have a torch handy with working batteries. Have your medication organised if you have any health conditions that are affected by heat. For pet owners, make sure your animals have access to shade and water all day tomorrow. Dogs can get heat stroke faster than humans. Never walk your dog on hot pavement in Canberra or Adelaide midday. The pavement can be hot enough to burn their paws. Early morning or late evening only. Here is your final timeline summary. Canberra, peak heat 12 to 3 p.m, 35 degrees. Outdoor safe zones before 9 a.m. and after 6 p.m. Adelaide, peak heat 12 to 3 p.m, 33 degrees. Head to the beach after 5 p.m. for sea breezes. Perth, peak heat 11 a.m. to 2 p.m, 32 degrees. Fremantle doctor arrives afternoon. Brisbane, peak heat 12 to 3 p.m, 30 degrees. Evening perfect for outdoors. Sydney, Morning clear, afternoon 42% storm chance 3 to 7 p.m, 29 degrees. Melbourne, stable all day, 23 degrees, 0 rain. Darwin, 32 degrees, 25% storm chance afternoon or evening, very humid. Hobart, pleasant 21 degrees, 10% rain chance. The Bureau of Meteorology website at www.bom.gov.au has live radar and updates throughout the day. Weather can change rapidly, especially in Melbourne and Darwin. Check before heading out. Tomorrow is a typical Australian summer day, scorching inland, pleasant on the coast, humid in the tropics, cool in Tasmania. Choose your activities wisely based on your location. Protect yourself from UV rays, drink plenty of water, and enjoy the beauty of an Australian summer safely. Stay safe.